Well, I want to start off first by thanking everybody that's here because it means a lot to me to see all of your faces. And for some of you who've been to senior art exhibitions here before, you might notice that I have a new media that's not usually here, and that's my graphics, which I have a contract major in graphic design now from Bethany College. So that's new. And so I decided to take a new route that nobody's ever taken before, and that is to do a contract major with a sister college, which is Bethany College. So, and I decided to do that because I can take my fine art skills and apply it commercially and actually maybe make a living, because it's kind of hard as an artist right now. So put food on the table. And I think the best example of this relationship is my Little Monsters ABC book. And this project began this semester when I wanted to do a series on circus freaks. And so I started researching, and it got a little disturbing. So that is not the route I wanted to take. So Frank suggested to create my own freaks. And so my freshman year in intermediate drawing class, we did a project to get to know each other. And what we did was we all drew a head and then covered it up and then shuffled it around the room, and then we all drew bodies. So then we unraveled these crazy creatures. So I decided to play the game with myself, and I would draw 10 heads at one time and then cover them up and then shuffle them and then draw 10 bodies. And so that's how these little guys came about. And I fell in love with them, and I wanted to do something more with them and put them into a context where they related to each other. So I said, well, I have 30 of them, why don't I do an alphabet? And so I named them, and then I started developing these personalities, and I just got really attached to them. And so this is the final product, and it's my ABC book, which I wrote and illustrated. And I'll read a couple pages to you since I won't allow you to pick it up. A is for Estrella. She's afraid of angry alligators and asparagus. D is for Dewar. His days are filled with dusty dancing ducks. And then we'll do Z. Z is for Zeke. His zebra zigzags if he eats too much zesty zucchini. So this is a really special project to me. So and another really special project I did was the nursery rhymes on this wall. I started doing these when I decided I wanted to be a drawing concentrator, and I really wanted to illustrate children's books. And so to develop my illustrating skills, I decided, instead of writing something on my own right away, I went back to Mother Goose, nursery rhymes, and old children's poems. And so I picked out a few that were really important to me and that were really special. And so that's how these developed. And they're my babies of the show. So that's why they're not for sale. The paintings are quite different from my drawings. As you can see, there's a lot more color. And the drawings, they're more to, it's for the kids, that's how I want to interact with children. And the paintings are more for myself. They're more of a therapeutic. It's a compilation of things that in my ideal environment there would be, and patterns and colors found odd places and new little creatures that I've created. I decided to put these three together on the main wall because they're kind of self-portraits of myself, and they kind of opened the door into creating this more cartoon and fictional world, because I was really afraid to do that. They kind of gave me the courage to do what I've done in the main gallery. And the middle one is about not caring what you look like. Everybody has curves, and you just have to own it and love it, and who cares? And then the girl in the swing, she's daydreaming, and I did this when I met my fiance. So yeah. Anyways. semester, I was taking algebra and logic, and if any of you have taken any of those subjects, those are tough to take together. So I was just totally exhausted, and that's what happened. So, and then if we can move back to the main guy. The concept behind this was we just had to do a warm-up, small packaging piece, and so I decided to do little first aid kits for mothers to put in their purses. This was really fun for me because I got to actually take my fine art skills and apply it in Illustrator and create this little guy. The blank canvas art supply set was probably my breakthrough project because I was still struggling trying to get this like dirty, it's called dirty graphics, and it's really hard to get in Illustrator on your own. Since I started taking classes there, my professor D kept telling us, you can go take pictures of surfaces and use it. You don't have to try to create things on your own. And I was just like, okay, whatever. So I finally listened to her. And I took a pic. This is an old library box card. The library box that holds library cards, the side of it. So it just, I think, gives it a more rich texture, and it kind of looks more high-end. I have a lot of jewelry pieces, and that for me is also kind of therapeutic, and I love to wear jewelry, so it's really fun for me, and it's something I can relate to with my mom and my sister, and because they all know about that stuff too. So, does anybody have any questions?
I want to know about 67.
The tree, fruit tree. I did that when I was really homesick, and to me, trees are really symbolic in my work because they're so sturdy, and it's they're there forever, kind of like family and your home. And so when I came to college, I didn't know where I belonged. I hadn't made a lot of friends yet, and so and it's dripping into the leaf because it kind of symbolizes crying.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that was about. Anybody else? Yeah?
I have a question about the space. Kaci, you really methodical and really thought about how your exhibition engages this particular space based on color arrangements, your drawings, your paintings. Can you give us a glimpse of what you were thinking about when you were thinking about your show in this space? Mm-hmm. Why are things where they are?
Well, my paintings are quite loud, and these by themselves are pretty quiet. And I didn't want to put any color here to distract because that's where your eye automatically jumps to is color. So in the middle gallery, I wanted to keep it more quiet so that the viewers could focus and take their time on each piece. And so that's why I divided the two.
Other than wedding plans, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Good question.
Hopefully I will be illustrating children's books. That's what I really, really want to do. So I might have to do that in my spare time for a while, but that's the goal. So I hope to finish up. I would like to thank the gallery practice class for helping me set up the show, and all of my friends. They're a really support system, especially my friend Kat. She's been there for me for a really long time. I just like to thank her. And my family, my huge family, and especially my mom. She's been there really, the whole time and been my cheerleader. So I'd like to thank her and my fiance. So.